In a distant land of shattered dreams and broken vows, I found myself plunged into the depths of despair, grappling with the shattering reality that my wife, my steadfast companion of 3 decades, had drifted away from me emotionally. For what seemed like an eternity, the chill of her indifference had settled upon our once warm and loving union, leaving me adrift in a sea of uncertainty and doubt. Summoning every ounce of courage within me, I mustered the strength to confront her, to seek solace in the reassurance that I still held a place in her heart. Alas, her reaction was not one of understanding or compassion, but rather a fierce storm of anger and disbelief, leaving me further estranged from the woman I had pledged my life to. Attempts to revisit the conversation, to bridge the growing chasm between us, were met with a cold dismissal, a stark declaration that there was no us left to salvage. In a cruel twist of fate, I learned of her clandestine consultation with a legal advisor, a stark reminder of the crumbling foundation upon which our marriage once stood. Despite my willingness to explore avenues of reconciliation, she remained steadfast in her refusal, her heart seemingly closed off to the possibility of healing. The notion of seeking professional guidance through couples therapy, a beacon of hope in times of turmoil, was swiftly dismissed, the scars of a failed attempt from years past serving as a haunting reminder of her unwillingness to confront the issues plaguing our relationship. Left to navigate the treacherous waters of marital discord alone, I tentatively broached the subject of separation, a bittersweet concession in the face of irreconcilable differences. Her stipulations, delivered with a cold detachment, only served to deepen the wounds already inflicted, leaving me grappling with the harsh reality of our impending demise. As the specter of separation loomed large, I found myself grappling with the daunting task of breaking the news to our children, their innocence a casualty of our fractured bond. Her callous announcement, delivered in the sterile confines of a sports bar, shattered the fragile semblance of normalcy we had desperately clung to, leaving our children reeling in disbelief and sorrow. In the aftermath of her revelation, our once harmonious family unit lay in tatters, our children seeking solace in the embrace of their grief-stricken father. Amidst the chaos and heartache, I found myself unraveling the tangled web of deception that had ensnared my wife, a trail of text messages and clandestine rendezvous painting a damning portrait of betrayal and deceit. Though the physical evidence spoke volumes, her denials rang hollow, a feeble attempt to mask the truth behind a veil of lies and half-truths. As I grappled with the devastating revelation of her emotional infidelity, I found myself cast adrift in a sea of uncertainty, grappling with the weight of a marriage teetering on the brink of collapse. Bound by duty and obligation, I remained tethered to our marital home, a reluctant witness to the disintegration of the life we had built together. Yet amidst the wreckage of our shattered dreams, a glimmer of clarity emerged, a steadfast resolve to confront the harsh realities of our unraveling union, no matter the cost. In an unforeseen twist of fate, it came to light that she had spent a fateful Saturday evening in the company of another man, all while I dutifully toiled through the night in my occupation. The weight of her indiscretion seemed to bear down upon her conscience, prompting her to brazenly assert that I ought to vacate our shared domicile. Yet, resolute in my stance, I rebuffed her demand, steadfastly asserting my rightful claim to the home we had built together. In my turmoil, I sought counsel from legal avenues, grappling with the incredulity of being ousted from my own abode, my sanctuary, all while wrestling with the anguish of betrayal and shattered trust. The tumultuous tide of emotions surged within me, a tempest of anger, sorrow, and fleeting moments of solace in the validation of my suspicions. The bitter sting of reality pierced through the facade of denial, laying bare the painful truth that had eluded me for the past 6 agonizing months. Yet, amidst the chaos of heartache and upheaval, a faint glimmer of liberation flickered, as the veil of deception was lifted, revealing the unvarnished truth. Forging through the murky depths of uncertainty, I tread cautiously, mindful of the delicate balance between seeking justice and safeguarding my livelihood. A clandestine reconnaissance mission, a snapshot of her car parked near his beachfront sanctuary, served as damning evidence in the court of my resolve. But in the labyrinth of legal intricacies, caution became my guiding principle, cognizant of the precariousness of my professional standing. As I grappled with the seismic shift in my personal life, the juxtaposition of her newfound freedom against the backdrop of my unwavering dedication loomed large. The fruits of my labor, the sacrifices made to provide for her comfort and security, now lay tarnished by the specter of betrayal. Yet, even in the face of adversity, I remained resolute in my commitment to honor and integrity, steadfast in my refusal to be complicit in her deception. The path forward, fraught with uncertainty, lay shrouded in the shadows of doubt and trepidation. Yet, buoyed by the unwavering support of my allies and fortified by the resolve to reclaim my agency, I embarked upon a journey of retribution and redemption. Armed with irrefutable evidence and bolstered by the counsel of a formidable legal advocate, I steeled myself for the battle ahead. In the realm of familial discord, the burden of disclosure weighed heavily upon my shoulders, as I grappled with the delicate task of unveiling the truth to our children. The specter of shattered innocence loomed large, casting a pall over the semblance of normalcy we once cherished. Yet, in their steadfast solidarity, I found solace and strength, drawing upon the reservoirs of love and devotion that bound us together. As the dust settled on the battlefield of broken vows and shattered dreams, I stood firm in my conviction, a beacon of resilience amidst the wreckage of a fractured union. In the crucible of adversity, I emerged not as a victim but as a victor, reclaiming my agency and charting a course towards a brighter tomorrow. Immersed in the cacophony of chaos, I found solace in the lyrics of Eminem's "I'm Not Afraid," a poignant anthem resonating with the tumult of my own tumultuous journey. As I grappled with the fallout of betrayal, my focus shifted towards the enigmatic figure who had entwined himself in the fabric of my unraveling marriage. Divorced and devoid of familial ties, he stood as a solitary figure amidst the wreckage of our shattered vows. With a steely resolve, I contemplated the most prudent course of action, navigating the treacherous waters of legal recourse. Engaging the services of my attorney, I laid the groundwork for his impending deposition, a strategic maneuver designed to hold him accountable for his role in the dissolution of my marriage. The notion of packing her belongings in a trash bag, a symbolic gesture of severance, lingered tantalizingly in the recesses of my mind. Armed with knowledge of his professional affiliations, I sought to wield the sword of justice with surgical precision. An email dispatched to the CEO of his employer, hinting at the potential ramifications of his extramarital dalliances, served as a stark warning of the impending consequences. With each keystroke, I orchestrated a symphony of retribution, each note echoing with the resonance of my righteous indignation. Yet, amidst the tempest of vengeance, a glimmer of empathy flickered within me. In a small town, where whispers lingered like shadows in the twilight, I extended a silent plea for understanding to the head of his HR department, a subtle reminder of the collateral damage wrought by infidelity. In the end, justice would prevail, but not without a tinge of compassion for the unwitting bystanders caught in the crossfire. As the tumult of emotions threatened to engulf me, I remained steadfast in my pursuit of closure. With unwavering determination, I resolved to confront her duplicity head-on, armed with irrefutable evidence and a steadfast resolve. Her attempts to deflect blame and cast aspersions upon my character fell upon deaf ears, as I stood firm in my conviction, undeterred by her manipulative machinations. In the crucible of adversity, I emerged not as a victim but as a victor, fortified by the unwavering support of my allies and the resilience of the human spirit. Though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I take solace in the knowledge that I have remained true to myself, a beacon of strength amidst the storm. And as the dust settles on the battlefield of broken dreams, I stand tall, a testament to the power of perseverance and the resilience of the human spirit. In the dramatic theater of life, where every scene unfolds with the intensity of an Oscar-worthy performance, today's update unveils yet another twist in the unraveling saga. It appears that in July, she confided in my best friend's wife, revealing her intentions to depart, citing a desire to pursue personal endeavors, a curious assertion given her prolonged absence from the workforce spanning 28 years. Astonishingly, she levels accusations of squandering her purported inheritance, a staggering sum of $40,000 frittered away in a single afternoon on ostentatious trinkets and art. The audacity of such claims staggers the imagination as I scour the recesses of memory in search of receipts to substantiate this outlandish expenditure. Meanwhile, the presence of an information technology specialist in our midst raises suspicions, his clandestine activities shrouded in mystery. I ponder the implications of his probing, contemplating the motives behind his clandestine maneuvers. With my laptop serving as my steadfast companion throughout the day, I remain vigilant, wary of potential breaches of privacy lurking in the shadows. Amidst the chaos of legal wrangling and territorial disputes, I strategize with my lawyer, a formidable ally in the battlefield of litigation. The prospect of filing in a different jurisdiction looms large, a tactical maneuver aimed at gaining a strategic advantage in the ensuing legal skirmish. Concerns about liability for her vehicular escapades prompt urgent inquiries about disentangling my name from the title of her car, a prudent measure to shield myself from potential repercussions. Upon returning home, I am greeted by the sight of her flitting about like a petulant child, her frenzied chatter with an unfamiliar number hinting at clandestine liaisons. With a new router installed and passwords fortified, I redouble my efforts to maintain the upper hand in this high-stakes game of cat and mouse. Despite her ominous warnings of legal action, the silence from her camp speaks volumes, leaving me to ponder the intricacies of her clandestine machinations. In a strategic gambit aimed at preserving the narrative of her culpability, I opt to bide my time, allowing her to make the first move in the delicate dance of divorce proceedings. As the chessboard of litigation unfolds, I remain vigilant, ever mindful of the need to stay one step ahead of her calculated maneuvers. With assets poised to be divided evenly in accordance with the law, her hopes of securing a hefty alimony settlement are dealt a significant blow courtesy of her profligate spending habits. Yet, amidst the maelstrom of legal battles and personal upheaval, the most formidable challenge lies in navigating the emotional turbulence with grace and dignity, particularly in the presence of our children. As I strive to maintain a facade of composure, I seek solace in the wisdom of restraint, refraining from succumbing to the lure of anger and hostility in my interactions with her. In this tumultuous journey towards closure, I draw strength from the unwavering support of allies and the unyielding resolve to emerge victorious, not merely in the courtroom, but in the arena of personal growth and resilience. And though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I remain steadfast in my commitment to reclaiming my agency and forging a brighter tomorrow, one step at a time. Engaged in the delicate dance of small talk, I observe her terse responses with a mixture of resignation and concern, her demeanor akin to that of a petulant child in the throes of a tantrum. The air hangs heavy with sarcasm, a palpable tension permeating the once familiar confines of our shared abode. As I navigate the precarious terrain of cohabitation, a nagging question lingers: should our children bear witness to this spectacle of dysfunction? Mindful of the need to shield our offspring from the bitter fallout of our unraveling union, I tread carefully, refraining from disparaging remarks in their presence. Yet, as the specter of my son's upcoming football game looms large, I find myself grappling with conflicting emotions. While my paternal instincts compel me to support him, the prospect of facing my estranged spouse in such close quarters fills me with apprehension. Caught in the throes of emotional turmoil, I struggle to reconcile the stark reality of our fractured relationship. Her abrupt pronouncement of divorce, coupled with her obstinate refusal to engage in meaningful dialogue, leaves me reeling in a state of emotional exhaustion. Despite my efforts to maintain a facade of resilience, the toll of our tumultuous saga manifests itself in physical and psychological ways, as evidenced by my dwindling weight and restless nights. The latest developments only serve to compound my distress, as news of her rendezvous with her toxic confidant at the family beach house sends waves of frustration crashing over me. The notion of my daughter being ensnared in their toxic web fills me with a sense of righteous indignation, prompting me to take decisive action to ensure her well-being. At the football game, I steel myself against the tumult of emotions threatening to engulf me, projecting an air of dignified composure as I stand firm in my resolve. As I lock eyes with my soon-to-be ex-wife, a flicker of guilt registers in her gaze for the first time, a silent acknowledgement of the pain she has wrought. In that moment, I find solace in the bond I share with my daughter, as we forge ahead, united in our pursuit of healing and redemption. Amidst the chaos and upheaval, a sense of clarity descends upon me as I confront the harsh reality of our circumstances with unwavering resolve. Though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I remain steadfast in my commitment to reclaiming my agency and forging a brighter tomorrow for myself and my children. And as the final chapter of our tumultuous saga unfolds, I draw strength from the knowledge that, in the end, truth will prevail, and justice will be served. As I steel myself against the tempest of turmoil engulfing my once tranquil existence, I resolve to arm myself with the arsenal of legal recourse, fortifying my defenses against her calculated machinations. The specter of potential estrangement from my beloved children looms large, a grim reminder of the stakes at hand. With each passing day, I find solace in the steadfast resolve to confront the looming specter of adversity head-on, prepared to weather whatever storms may come my way. Despite the agony of separation from my daughter for 2 agonizing days, I emerge from the crucible of despair with newfound clarity and determination. Empowered by the revelation of her clandestine communication via a secret phone, I take decisive action to assert my rights as a parent, ensuring that my children's well-being remains paramount. The revelations unearthed by my voice-activated recorder serve as a damning indictment of her deceitful machinations, a sinister plot concocted in collusion with her toxic confidant. The intricate web of deception woven by her callous disregard for our marital vows leaves me reeling in disbelief. It becomes apparent that I was never meant to uncover the depths of her betrayal, relegated to the role of an unwitting pawn in her elaborate charade. As the pieces of the puzzle fall into place, I prepare to confront the impending storm of accusations and fabrications concocted by her malevolent cabal. With the support of my legal counsel and the unwavering solidarity of my eldest son, I stand poised to thwart their nefarious schemes, armed with the irrefutable evidence of her transgressions. Though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I refuse to cower in the face of adversity. Despite the weight of grief and loss bearing down upon my weary shoulders, I find solace in the unwavering support of my children, their resilience serving as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. As I grapple with the harsh reality of betrayal and deceit, I cling to the faint glimmer of optimism that flickers within my heart. Though the journey ahead may be fraught with obstacles, I remain steadfast in my resolve to emerge from the ashes of despair, stronger and more resilient than ever before. And though the scars of betrayal may linger, I take comfort in the knowledge that I am not alone in my struggle. For in the embrace of my loved ones, I find the strength to persevere, determined to reclaim my dignity and forge a brighter tomorrow, free from the shackles of deceit and betrayal. Engaged in a war of attrition, I've adopted a strategic stance, cutting off her resources and compromising her communication channels in a bid to assert my dominance. The full exposure of her transgressions has left her reeling, her once secure foothold now crumbling beneath the weight of her deception. With each passing day, I find solace in the knowledge that her downfall is imminent, her machinations unraveling like a threadbare tapestry. What truly astonishes me is the profound transformation she has undergone in the past 9 months. Once the embodiment of rationality and reason, she now resembles a shadow of her former self, consumed by the throes of her illicit passion. It's as though she's been possessed by an evil doppelganger, a sinister entity lurking beneath the facade of normalcy. Despite her futile attempts at deception, the truth remains immutable, an immutable testament to her folly. Even as she endeavors to gaslight our priest, her efforts only serve to deepen the abyss of her deceit. Armed with irrefutable evidence, I confront her with unwavering resolve, refusing to be swayed by her feeble attempts at manipulation. As I prepare to confront her with the damning evidence of her betrayal, I am struck by the gravity of the situation. The emotional toll of our fractured relationship weighs heavily upon me, a burden too heavy to bear alone. Yet, even in the midst of adversity, I find solace in the unwavering support of my allies, their solidarity serving as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Amidst the turmoil and upheaval, I cling to the faint glimmer of optimism that flickers within my heart. Though the road ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I remain steadfast in my resolve to emerge from the ashes of despair, stronger and more resilient than ever before. And as the final chapter of our tumultuous saga unfolds, I take comfort in the knowledge that truth will prevail, and justice will be served. For in the end, it is not the darkness that defines us, but the light that we carry within our souls, guiding us towards a brighter tomorrow, free from the shackles of deceit and betrayal. Acknowledging her awareness of the surveillance, she appeared surprisingly forthcoming, admitting to the recorded conversations and the scrutiny of the photographs. While I harbor no desire for confrontation, I made it unequivocally clear that the evidence of her actions was irrefutable. Regrettably, our child remains reticent in her interactions with her, a poignant testament to the fracture within our familial bonds. Despite the tumultuous circumstances, I cannot deny the lingering sentiment of affection towards her. As a nurturer and healer by nature, the prospect of severing ties entirely fills me with a profound sense of sorrow. I conveyed to her my belief in our continued coexistence for the betterment of our children, lamenting the absence of such candid dialogue in the preceding year, a void that may have preempted our current predicament. Yet, she persists in testing the boundaries of our strained relationship, seemingly impervious to my overtures of reconciliation. Though I harbor no desire to inflict further harm, I confess to her the emotional toll exacted by her deceit and duplicity, exacerbated by the presence of the other man in our lives. While I remain open to the prospect of an amicable resolution, she exhibits a palpable resistance to such overtures, ensnared as she is in the throes of her emotional fog. In a bid to navigate the quagmire of our disintegrating union, I have opted for a cautious approach, endeavoring to buy time in the hope of fostering a semblance of understanding between us. Despite the explosive revelation of her infidelity to our wider circle, I have extended an olive branch in the form of a private settlement, albeit with reservations regarding the specifics. As we stand on the precipice of potential dissolution, I find myself torn between the desire to salvage what remains of our fractured bond and the imperative to protect my own emotional well-being. While the path ahead remains fraught with uncertainty, I draw solace from the unwavering support of my loved ones and the conviction that, whatever the outcome, I will emerge from this crucible stronger and more resilient than before. With its serene waves lapping against the shore, I stumbled upon an unexpected encounter, my soon-to-be ex-wife and her newfound partner. Despite the pang of discomfort that surged through me, I maintained my composure, mindful of the delicate balance between civility and self-respect. In the wake of our separation, I've embarked on a journey of introspection and renewal, seeking solace in the embrace of newfound independence. While the scars of our fractured relationship still linger, I am steadfast in my resolve to forge ahead, charting a course towards a brighter tomorrow. As I navigate the complexities of this transition, I am confronted with a myriad of emotions, ranging from longing to liberation. Yet amidst the tumult, I find solace in the knowledge that every step forward brings me closer to a place of healing and wholeness. With each passing day, I am reminded of the importance of self-care and self-compassion, as I strive to cultivate a sense of inner peace amidst the chaos. And though the road ahead may be fraught with challenges, I am bolstered by the unwavering support of loved ones and the promise of new beginnings on the horizon. As I bid farewell to the familiar comforts of our shared home, I am filled with a sense of anticipation for the adventures that await me in my new abode. With its panoramic views and tranquil surroundings, my oceanfront condo serves as a sanctuary for reflection and renewal, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Though the journey towards healing may be fraught with obstacles, I remain steadfast in my commitment to embracing the unknown, guided by the unwavering belief that every ending heralds a new beginning. And as I embark on this voyage of self-discovery, I do so with hope in my heart and a renewed sense of purpose in my soul. It was a chance encounter that stirred a mix of emotions within me as I crossed paths with my soon-to-be ex-wife and her new companion. Despite the initial discomfort, I swiftly turned and walked away, mindful of the implications for both my children and my professional standing as a medical practitioner. It was a difficult decision, but I knew it was the right one. In an effort to distract myself from the complexities of my personal life, I indulged in a bit of retail therapy, purchasing a new car and engaging in light-hearted conversations with some intriguing women online. It felt liberating to connect with others outside the confines of my current situation, even if just for a moment. On a more positive note, I've undergone a significant physical transformation, shedding pounds through disciplined diet and exercise routines. Embracing this newfound confidence, I've updated my wardrobe and adopted a fresh haircut, symbolizing a renewed sense of self. Meanwhile, my soon-to-be ex-wife's demeanor reflects the toll of recent events, her appearance betraying signs of distress and decline. Though our interactions are limited to discussions regarding our children and financial matters, her continued insistence on unreasonable demands, particularly regarding alimony, only serves to exacerbate tensions between us. Despite the challenges, I remain focused on providing stability for my children, exploring new opportunities to create lasting memories and traditions with them. Life has taken an unexpected turn, but I am determined to navigate this journey with resilience and grace. As the legal proceedings progress, I am buoyed by the support of friends and the prospect of a brighter future. Though the road ahead may be fraught with obstacles, I am confident in my ability to overcome them, armed with the knowledge that every setback is merely a stepping stone towards a new beginning. Yes, indeed, the saga continues with my soon-to-be ex-wife's futile attempts to milk me for even more money despite the generous support I've been providing since October. She had the audacity to drag me to court, demanding an outrageous sum of $10,000 a month in spousal support. Yet, justice prevailed, and she was awarded a more reasonable amount of $4,500 a month, with the added directive to contribute to our mortgage costs. The look of disbelief on her face when the judge questioned her ability to afford her own living arrangements was indeed priceless. Furthermore, the impending end of permanent alimony in Florida by July 1st adds another layer to her predicament, as karma seems to be catching up with her. Her dwindling support network, consisting solely of her sister and cousin, reflects the isolated state she finds herself in. Reports of her increasing reliance on alcohol only paint a grimmer picture of her situation. Meanwhile, her attempts to paint my relationship with my girlfriend in a negative light fell flat, as I confidently affirmed that she is financially independent. My attorney is strategically planning to depose her before May 30th, aiming to pressure her into a settlement that aligns more closely with reality. As I bask in the tranquility of my dock, enjoying a cigar while my girlfriend and kids find solace indoors, my ex-wife grapples with the consequences of her actions. Her tumultuous relationship with her lover and her solitary sushi outings stand in stark contrast to the stability and contentment I found in my new life. Despite mediation hitting a deadlock, I remain steadfast, knowing that the courts have already seen through her deceitful maneuvers. With each passing day, I find solace in the blessings surrounding me, eagerly awaiting the next steps in this legal journey. As my lawyer prepares to depose my ex-wife and her lover, I am reminded of the resilience and strength that have carried me through this tumultuous chapter. Wow, the aftermath of the divorce has been quite the roller coaster ride. It's been an eventful journey since the divorce was finalized, and I've had time to reflect on the wreckage of our once thriving marriage. It's curious how my ex-wife seems to harbor such disdain towards me, and I can't help but wonder if it's fueled by envy, particularly regarding my relationship with my younger and stunning fiancé. The courtroom drama culminated in my official divorce, with my ex-wife receiving a fraction of what she had demanded in alimony. The stipulation that she's responsible for nearly half of our children's medical and dental expenses adds another layer of irony to the situation. It's amusing, in hindsight, how she turned down the offer of non-modifiable alimony during mediation, only to find herself in a much less favorable position now. Fast forward 6 months, and I find myself engaged to my lovely girlfriend, navigating the complexities of blending our families. While we work on fostering harmony among our 4 teenage daughters, my ex-wife's appearance has noticeably deteriorated, presumably from the toll of her choices and lifestyle. The passing of my father brought an unexpected attempt at reconciliation from my ex-wife, who sought to insert herself into my life during that difficult time. However, her sudden displays of concern were met with indifference, as I remained focused on honoring my father's memory and maintaining distance from her toxic influence. Despite her attempts to insert herself back into my life, particularly through our children's events, I remain steadfast in my commitment to moving forward and prioritizing the well-being of my family. While her gestures may seem superficial, they only serve as reminders of the chaos she brought into our lives and the irreparable damage she caused. As I reflect on the tumultuous journey of divorce and rebuilding, I find solace in the stability of my new relationship and the promising future ahead. While my ex-wife may continue to grapple with the consequences of her actions, I am grateful for the opportunity to forge a new path filled with love, growth, and genuine connections.